everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're one of my subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing and coming back to watch this video. So today I have a really fun video. I've been looking forward to this video. It's probably going to be a long video. So if you want to grab a little snacky snack, if you want to grab something to drink, that would probably be a good thing because I do have a lot to go through here. So I have some other videos that I'm hoping to record today as well, but we're just going to have to see because I don't know how long this is going to take. This is 2 orders that I placed from the Beat the Heat flash sale. So I did place 2 pretty large orders. I placed one at first just to get that in and get some things here before they sold out. And then I collected some customer orders, and then I went in and I placed another order and got some other things. So the first order was just kind of one of those where you black out and you just kind of grab everything that you're interested in because you can't believe that it's on the flash sale and you want to grab it before it's sold out. So that's what I did for the first order. So I don't even know what all I have here. When this order was delivered, which the first one came pretty quickly, I got it really fast. And I opened the box and I made sure, everything was in there. That way, if there was anything missing, I could contact Scentsy and let them know. But I did check it then, so it's been a little while. And then the other order I just got recently. So it took a really long time for the second order to get here. I don't know why, but I mean, that's what happened. And thankfully, I did have lots of ice packs in both of these orders. So everything came delivered, fine and perfect, and it was great. So I do have some warmers that I ordered as well on this flash sale. And I haven't really been ordering a lot of warmers lately, if you've noticed. From most of my flash sale hauls lately, it's been a lot of wax, and there is a lot of wax here. There is. But there were also some warmers on this flash sale that I just decided to grab. I don't know if they're going to be for me. I don't know if they're going to be gifts. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I just wanted to get them before they were completely gone. Some of the warmers that were added to this flash sale are warmers that have been available before in previous flash sales, and yet they sold out, and yet Scentsy was able to bring them back again. So I don't know how that works, but I will go over that with you at the end because there's one warmer specifically that I actually called customer service about to get replaced, and they told me that it was completely sold out, that they had no more in the warehouses, that they couldn't replace it for me. And then it was on the flash sale. So we'll go over all that towards the end. I'm going to do the wax first. As far as the Beat the Heat flash sale, this was an amazing flash sale. This was probably one of my favorite flash sales that Scentsy has done in quite a while. And I was shocked by everything that was on this sale. And I was honestly shocked by how long the products lasted. Like they just didn't sell out as quickly as I thought they would, which was great. So I was pleased with that. And I was, like I said, shocked to see some of the products that were in here because at the time that this Beat the Flash sale was happening, we did not know what products were coming back for the fall and winter catalog. And so that kind of gave us an indication of, oh no, these aren't coming back. So I did try to grab, those type of things because I figured that they wouldn't come back if they were on this flash sale. The first bar that I have here is probably the one that I bought the most of. This is Almond Croissant. And if you saw this on the flash sale and you've been watching my videos, you probably assumed that I was going to grab a good bit of these because I have been talking about this bar a lot on my channel. Scentsy has been putting this bar in like pre-made bundles that they have made. And sometimes those bundles will be in the flash sales or things like that. And in order to get this bar, you would have to purchase the bundle. And I have done that a few times just because I love this bar so much. So when they put this bar on the flash sale, just a single like this, and I was able to purchase what I wanted to purchase, I definitely went a little crazy. I was very, very excited to see this bar. I was honestly shocked because I just didn't think that Scentsy would ever put this bar in the flash sale or in the clearance section by itself, just because they seem to always put it in a pre-made bundle to get people to purchase those bundles. But they did have them on this sale. And not only did they have them on the sale, but they had them it was a really good price. So I paid $3.78. So I'm going to be telling you some prices, or I'm going to try to remember to look down at my notes and tell you what I paid for the bars. But you also have to keep in mind that when I purchase these bars, I put them in packs of 6. So Scentsy has been allowing us to put bars in packs of 6 and get an additional 10% off. And you can do that on the website with any bars. So you can do that with regular price bars, or they let you do it with any discounted bars that's in the clearance section or flash sales. So it is nice that they do that. I am glad that they let us get the 10% off of a 6-pack, even if they're already discounted. And I enjoy doing that. So I tried to keep everything in 6-packs on here. The first thing that I did was I added almond croissant to my order. As soon as I seen that in the flash sale, I grabbed 16 of those. I added them straight into the cart. And then once I seen that, I was really scared that they were going to sell out. So everything else that I was adding, I was quickly adding and knew that I needed to quickly check out just because I didn't want anything to happen to the almond croissant bars. And you also see that when I went in on the second Beat the Heat flash sale order, I went ahead and grabbed a couple more of the almond croissant, and that's just because they were still available, and I was shocked that they were still available, and I had some customers who were interested in that one, so I just went ahead and grabbed some more while they were still on the sale. So the description for almond croissant is: a fresh baked croissant is made even more heavenly with cinnamon sugar and an infusion of almond. And it really is an amazing bakery bar. It reminds me a little bit of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. and because it's got like the sugary cinnamon note with it, but it's more of like a bakery type Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And then you've got almond mixed in it with it as well. But that sweet, sugary cinnamon scent that's with it does remind me of Cinnamon Toast Crunch the cereal. But then when you smell it from the bottom, you really smell the vanilla. So, I've said before, I'm kind of sensitive to vanilla, but there's something about this bar. You can smell the vanilla with this one, but it's not super, super heavy vanilla. I don't know if it's because you've got the almond, so you've got like a little bit of like the nuttiness mixing in with this, plus you have cinnamon and you have like the sugariness. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. It's just a beautiful, beautiful bakery bar. Now, I do wish that you could smell like the croissant, flaky, bread bakery type note. I wish you could smell that a little bit more. You can tell it's something like that. It's kind of like a bakery type bar, but I do wish that specific note, like it being a croissant, was a little bit more prominent, but I still really love this bar. Now, I only have a couple of these in my stash, so I haven't really been able to warm it like I used to when it was actually available, just because, I've been really sparing with it and I've been kind of hoarding it. But this is another bar that I used to love to mix with other bars. So, I have bakery bars in my club like Churro Churro. I have fried ice cream. I have bars like that I like to mix with fruity type bars to make them more bakery. But now that I have almond croissant and I have stocked up on a good bit of these, I can also start mixing this one. So I'm looking forward to doing that again because I just love to mix bars. Now, I do love it by itself, and it is a pretty good performer. Like I said, I have not warmed it as much as I used to just because I've been hoarding it. I am so excited. I'm so excited to have a bunch of these. I do not have this bar in my club. I don't have it in my club. I'm jealous of everyone who does. So that's why I stocked up, because I don't know if they're ever going to bring it back. I mean, I am glad that Scentsy put bars like this in the flash sale. I'm glad that they put bars like this in clearance sections for us to get. The problem with that is I can stock up, but I never know if it's ever going to come back again. So I would kind of rather have it in my club, and then that way, I know for sure that I'm going to have one every 3 months or every 2 months. But, I stocked up, so I'm definitely good for a while. I just hope they bring it back again at some point in the future. So I'll try to dig out all the bars in here and find them all. So this order had the 16. Okay, so I've got 16 out of this box here. So I have 8 of them here. Okay. Try to do this without them falling in the floor. And then I have another 8 here. So there's those 16. I'm really, really, really excited about these. Like I said, I just could not believe that this bar was in the flash sale. I just couldn't. I honestly thought this flash sale was just going to be, a bunch of bars that weren't coming back to the fall winter catalog. I had no idea that they were going to throw in some really retired scents like this. So I wasn't prepared for that, but I'm very thankful that they did. Okay, so I'm gonna move on from that one. I did talk about that one a pretty good bit. The next bar that I have here is around the campfire. Now, I was really, really sad to see this bar in the flash sale, only because I knew that that was basically confirming that this bar wasn't gonna be coming to the fall winter catalog. And, you know, even though I really didn't know for sure at that point in time, but since then we do know now that Around the Campfire is discontinued and it's not coming back to the fall winter catalog. So I am glad that they did put them in this flash sale so that everyone who loves it, you know, could grab a couple and stock up. Now, I do have this one in my club. So I did add it to my club, but I don't know how many I added. I think that I might have one or two. I really didn't add that many because when I added it to my club, I was just adding it basically for just in case. I really never thought that Around the Campfire would get discontinued just because we have nothing else like it, and it is a good seller. Now, it's not one of my most favorite bars. It's not really a bar that I'm going to warm all the time like Autumn Hearth. You know, that is one that I will warm all the time. But Around the Campfire, it's not fall without that one. There's just something about it that is special. It has like that smokiness to it. It's a great bar that you can mix with other bars to make them have that fall type feel to them. So I am sad to see it go. But I did grab 4 of them. So I'll show you what it looks like. I'm sure a lot of you know this one well, but I did grab 4 of this one on this order. When I went back in the second time, I think I did grab a couple more because it was still available. But I have these, I have some in my stock, and then I also have it in my club, so I should be good. I honestly might offer a couple of these to some customers who, you know, didn't add it to a club or anything like that, and this is a bar that they love, so they're going to be really, really sad when they find out that it's not available in the fall winter catalog. It's really, really good. It reminds me of fall every time I smell it. Like it's just that bar. You know what I mean? It's that bar that is usually around that I warm it in the fall and it just brings happy memories. So I do love this bar for that reason. Now, I like to let this bar sit a little bit. Even I like to let it get sweaty. I like for it to get older, and I just like the smell of it better once it gets like that. And not saying that I won't use it like this, but I think the smokiness, I don't know, there's just something about it. After this bar sits for a little bit and it kind of settles and it's had time to get sweaty and it's just an older bar, I like the smell of this bar even more once it gets like that. So the description for this one says, make some memories in the mountain air as notes of fresh fallen wood and smoky embers help set the scene. Now, I'm not really a woodsy type fragrance person. I don't usually like a lot of woodsy type scents, but there's something about this one just because I love fall. Fall is my favorite time of year, and it just reminds me of, yeah, having a campfire or, you know, camping or having a bonfire or something like that. And then also the fact that you can mix it with other bars and you can give them more of a fall edge. So I'm going to be warming this one like crazy, probably because I have a good bit of them in my stash that are sweaty, that are downstairs, and I need to warm through them anyway because now I have these. And yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to try like a bunch of mixes for this fall and try mixing it with all kinds of other scents. And, you know, that way I'll know, do I really want to keep it in my club? I think that I do. I mean, I think that I will use it enough to keep it in my club because I'm currently right now trying to decide which bars I'm keeping in my club and which bars I'm going to cut because I have a club that ships August 17th. So if that's something you would be interested in, if you would be interested in me recording myself editing my club, which, okay, if I do that, it has to be a no judgment zone. But if that's something that you're interested in seeing, I will do that. I have one huge main club and a couple of other clubs, and I can try to do that. I will probably wait until the very last minute to edit that club because I'm trying to, like I said, warm through bars that are in my club and make a decision. Do I really want to keep it, or is it something that I think that I can let go? So yeah, Around the Campfire, I think I have 1 or 2 in my club, and I just need to decide, do I want to keep it at 2? Do I want to cut it down to 1? Am I sure I want to keep it? That sort of thing. But it is a very good bar. So I hope that all of you that love it clubbed it, or at least that you were able to stock up on this sale because I know that it was a shocker. That would have been one that I would have gambled would have came back. Okay, so if you've been watching my channel, you know that I love this one. This one is called Pacific Mist. So I did add this one to my order. Now I only grabbed 2. I don't think I grabbed any more on my next order, but we'll see once I get to it. This one was $3.24, and I don't know, this one is in my club, and if you remember, there was a flash sale at one point, it's been a while, that they had Pacific Mist marked down to, I don't know, it was like $1 or $1 or something, maybe less than that. It was some crazy cheap price. And I grabbed a good bit of these. So I have a good bit of these stashed. And I also have one that comes to me every 3 months in my Scentsy Club. Okay. So I love this bar. Like I'm not going to be deleting it from my club, even though I have a significant amount of them, just because I love using this bar in the bathroom. I love warming it in the bathroom, but I also like warming it out here. And if you know me, you know I don't normally warm fresh aquatic type scents out here in the main open area. I will in the summertime, but I'm just more of like a bakery person out here, fruity, citrusy, you know, cozier type scents. I just pretty much like everything else out here, and I usually keep more fresh, clean type scents in the bathrooms. That's just what I normally do, except for Pacific Mist. There is a bit of like a tropical edge to this one. There is a sweetness to this one, and I really like to mix this one with Scarlet Sunflower. I have said that before, so I don't know what it is about those two scents mixing together. If I don't mix them in the same warmer, I will mix them in alternate warmers, and I like the way those two scents blend together. It's just really, really pretty. It smells really, really clean. So yeah, I grabbed 2 just to make sure I had enough. Now, the description says misty ocean air wafts through coastal sea salt and driftwood with a buoyant touch of tropical nectar. For this particular scent, you've got ocean air, you've got coastal sea salt, you've got driftwood, and you've got tropical nectar. Not normally things that you would see all paired together in a fresh type scent like this, and maybe that's just why I like it. It does have like an air type note to it. It does have a slight saltiness, but not really. And it does have a little bit of like a driftwood that you can smell, but more so what I smell with this one is like an air type note with a tropical sweetness. So it's a very good bar, and it's also a really good performer out here in the open concept. So grab 2 of those. I don't think I will be using a lot of them going into fall and winter, maybe in the bathroom, but out here, I usually do that type of scent out here, like in the spring and summer. So I'll be using a lot of those probably towards like the beginning of the year when I'm wanting it to smell like really clean out here. Okay, also on this order, I grabbed Vanilla Suede. Like that, or it looks like that. You know, I've said before, I am sensitive to vanilla, but I knew that I liked this bar. I have warmed it before, and there's something about the suede note mixed in with this one, with the vanilla, that really helps me be able to warm it. I don't really get a headache from this one or anything like that, and I really did enjoy it. Now, I didn't go crazy with this one. I don't know if I added any more to my next order, but we'll see. But I just knew that this was kind of like a cozier type scent that I have liked before, so I went ahead and grabbed a couple. The description says classic, comforting vanilla combined with rich amber and hints of sandalwood and spice. A cozy and subtly masculine fragrance. So this description says that it has amber. And I don't usually like scents that have amber, but this amber that's in this one isn't quite as strong as some of the other ones. I mean, it is there, don't get me wrong. I can't use a whole lot of this one, but I just remember enjoying this one for what it was. I really did like it. You know, if I want something cozier like this, if I don't really want a bakery type scent going, I don't want anything fruity or citrusy. I don't know. It's just one of those type of scents that sometimes you just want something like this. It's a little bit of, like it says, it's kind of masculine. Then you've got the vanilla in it. So it's also like a cozy type fragrance. It's not really woodsy, but I don't know. It's just a really good fragrance. It's unique. And I like this one. I just have to be in the mood to warm a scent like this because I am usually all about spice, all about bakery, that sort of thing. But sometimes I just want something a little different, and that's when I would probably reach for something like this. Now, it does mention hints of sandalwood and spice. I can smell like sandalwood in this one. But as far as spice goes, I personally don't really think there's much spice to this one. So if you ever see this one and you're someone who doesn't like spice, I don't think you really necessarily need to worry about that. I really don't think there is. There is a good bit of vanilla. There's some amber, and there's definitely like sandalwood. There's a coziness. There's a slight masculine edge, and then there's also suede. Okay, sorry about that. My husband actually just walked in the door from work, and he was sweet enough to bring me a sweet tea from Chick-fil-A, so I'm really thankful for that. I hope all of you guys have a snack and something to drink, and you're enjoying that, because I was sitting here looking at these boxes, and this is going to take way longer than I thought. So I was talking about vanilla suede. I don't think I said the price of this one. So the vanilla suede bars, they were around like $3.78. And yeah, this was just a good bar that I haven't seen in a while. I can't remember when this one was available last. And I don't even think I have any more of this one in my stash, but I am looking forward to warming that one again. All right, so another bar that was on the flash sale that I was really shocked to see that I grabbed a good bit of was the Honeycrisp Harvest. So I don't know if you guys remember this bar. This was scent of the month for, I believe it was August of 2024, if I remember correctly. It was paired with the Sunflower Fields warmer. Absolutely loved that warmer. So I'm pretty sure it was August of 2024. I mean, I just love that warmer and scent of the month combo. I think they did a fantastic job. This scent, I always thought that it would come back to the catalog. But then when I seen these bars in the flash sale, I knew that it wasn't coming to the fall and winter catalog. And so I decided I better stock up. Now, I think I have one bar of this in my Scentsy Club. I think that I had originally had like maybe 2 or 3, and then this last time that my club shipped, I cut it down to 1, because again, I was really gambling on the fact that I really thought this bar was going to be in the fall winter catalog, and it wasn't. So I am glad that it was at least on this sale and I was able to stock up, because this was a customer favorite. I mean, I love this bar. My customers really, really loved this Honeycrisp Harvest, and I think it's because, you know, I do have a lot of customers who like spicy type cinnamon scents, but this specific Honeycrisp Harvest doesn't have any spice or anything like that in it. So it's a really good transition bar. You can warm it in August, you can warm it in September, you can warm it all the way through fall if you want to. You can really warm it any time of the year, but it was just a really nice apple fragrance. It's perfect for fall. So the description says, bountiful orchards of Honeycrisp apple and fresh pear anticipate the harvest with hints of warm musk. And I love bars when they have musk in them. They just seem to last longer in the warmers. And this one does. It's not the best performer that there is, honestly, but it is at least a medium average type bar. And I get at least 20 hours. It has been a while since I warmed this, so I need to warm some of my bars and see how well it does, because I have bars that's been sitting in my stash for a little while, and maybe the cure time helped with their longevity. So I need to pull some of those out and start warming them, since we are in August now. I don't have my fall decorations up yet, but I am trying to work on that, because normally I have my fall decorations up by the end of August, so that going into September, you know, I can really enjoy my decorations and, you know, be ready for fall, because it's my favorite time of year. So for the Honeycrisp Harvest, I grabbed 8 of those for this specific order. I don't remember if I grabbed more on the next one, but we'll see when I get to it. So just a great bar. I hope that some of you were able to grab this one. This bar hung around for quite a while on the flash sale. I couldn't believe how long it was staying available. So I was trying to take pictures of some of the bars that I had, and I was trying to make like pre-made bundles and show them to some of my customers, and, you know, say with some of these bars, they could go ahead and get like a 6-pack of fall type bars for a discounted rate, because they were on this flash sale. Because this, and there was a couple other ones that were some really good fall ones. I mean, just great bars. So I'm glad those were on there. Okay, so another one that I was extremely excited to see is this Christmas Cottage wreath. So do you guys remember this bar? Do you remember how amazing this bar was? When they came out with this Scentspirations collection for Christmas Cottage, I loved all of those bars. I'm just a really big fan of Christmas Cottage, but I'm also a fan of spices, and so maybe that's why I liked it. I don't know. But I added the Christmas Cottage wreath to my club, so I do have that one in my club. The one that I wish would come back that I deleted from my club was the Christmas Cottage Mint, I believe it was called. That one I deleted from my club, and I do miss that one because I think I might have maybe one left of it. So I wish that one would have been on this sale as well, but it wasn't. So I'm waiting for hopefully that one to hit clearance at some point, and I'm definitely going to stock up on that one. The other one that I have in my club is the Christmas Cottage Cider. That was also part of this bundle when it came out. And the Christmas Cottage Cider is in my club. It is beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it for fall. So even though it says Christmas Cottage Cider, it's definitely more of a fall type fragrance. And then this Christmas Cottage Wreath is definitely perfect for the holidays, perfect for Christmas. The description for it says, deck the halls with refreshing eucalyptus, spruce sprig, and a sprinkle of crushed clove. It does mention crushed clove, but when I smell it, you can smell cinnamon. So it doesn't really mention cinnamon. It really doesn't mention cinnamon here, but there is definitely cinnamon in this bar. So if you don't like cinnamon, I don't think you would like this one. And it does mention eucalyptus. And usually when a bar has eucalyptus, to me, it smells, really powerful. You can smell the eucalyptus. Sometimes it kind of overtakes the bar, but you don't get that with this one. It is very in the background. There's not a whole lot of eucalyptus. This is more you mixed Christmas Cottage with, like a slight pine type fragrance. So it still smells mostly like Christmas Cottage to me, like with the spices and like a little bit of clove. It is absolutely amazing. And that is what, until this bar was available, that is what I have done. I have mixed Christmas Cottage with bars like Very Snowy Spruce, Sleigh Ride, pine type bars. I will mix them like that because I don't usually like just green pine fragrances. I don't usually like just woodsy type fragrances. I like to mix them with something, whether it's something fruity or whether it's something spicy. So a bar like this is perfect for me because I don't have to mix anything with it. It's just already the way that I like it. So if you like cinnamon, if you like a little bit of pine, but you really like cinnamon scents, this one is for you. It's beautiful. I'm glad that I grabbed 6. So I have 6 of them here. And I have it in my club, but I only have 1. And I really pretty much save it for the holidays. So I get 1 every 3 months. But I do share that one with some other people. And so this kind of helps me balance that out. I can use these while still getting the ones that I get in my club because I don't really use it any other time of the year. It's not like some of my other bars that I will use year round. This one I pretty much use just around the holidays, unless I'm just craving a pine type scent, which isn't very often for me. I don't usually crave that, but I do love this one a lot. It is, wow, it's beautiful. I can't believe this one was on there. This was another one that I honestly thought would come back to the catalog at some point. I can't remember. Did this one come out last year? I don't think it came out last year. I think this was this 2023? I'm gonna have to write that down here. If it came out last year, I am shocked that it didn't come to the catalog, but I really think it was 2023 when they released this collection. I can't remember, but I loved all of them. I love them a lot. I think the one I probably use the most is the Christmas Cottage Cider. That one is spicy. It's got a lot of clove. It's beautiful. My mom loves that one as well. So if I could up the quantity of one in my club, it would definitely be the Christmas Cottage Cider, just because I will warm that one more year round than I would this one. So, and the price for this one, before I forget, was $2.70. So it was a really, really great price. Okay, so another bar that I have here is called Jade and Jasmine. It's this really pretty color. So some of you might be shocked that I grabbed this one because this one does lean a little floral, and usually I don't like floral bars and I don't buy a lot of floral bars. But I remember this one. When I seen it, I was like, yes, that one was such a good one. I think I still have a brick of this fragrance. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this came in a brick at one point, and it was like scent of the month. I'll have to put like the information here because I don't remember. maybe was it January? I don't know, but I remember this being a really popular fragrance. My customers love this one, and I actually like this one a lot more than I thought that I would. So the description says start fresh with green lemon and blue jasmine garnished with rosemary and this gem of a fragrance. So if there's jasmine in a floral bar, usually I like it just because I do like jasmine floral type bars. And then this one also mentions it has lemon in it. Now, I don't smell a lot of the rosemary, and I honestly don't even smell a lot of lemon. This one is definitely leaning masculine. So it's like a masculine floral, and I do like masculine type fragrances. So I don't really know what else is in here because they're not really telling you, but I don't know. Is it bergamot? Is there something else in here that's giving it the masculine edge? There's also something in here that reminds me a little bit of soap. Like if you smell from the bottom, like a bar of soap that I've smelled before. Definitely a little bit floral. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's jasmine. Like I don't specifically smell a lot of jasmine, but I can tell that there's something floral about it. And I can tell that there's something masculine about it. And it's also strong. This one is really, really strong to me. I don't know if it's because this one is more like a floral type bar, but that's why I only grabbed one of this one, because this one is definitely a stronger type bar and it will last me a while. And I did know in the back of my head that I still have a brick. I don't know if it's a whole brick, if it's just a partial brick, but I know I have some left of this and I need to warm that. So it probably won't be until like spring, January or spring or sometime around then that I'll warm a scent like this. But I really did like this one. This one would be a really good one that I think should come back, just because if you're kind of like me and you're scared of florals, you don't like a lot of florals, this one is perfect because it's not too in your face of a floral. It's mixed with a little bit of masculine type notes that kind of tone it down a little bit. It's really, really beautiful. So this one's a good one. This one was $3.78. Okay, and then this one I was kind of shocked to see on the flash sale. This one I knew was probably kind of on the chopping block for Scentsy, and I wasn't sure if it was going to come back for the fall winter catalog. But this one is the Dutch apple bread. So the description for this one says fresh sliced apple tossed in warm cinnamon, brown sugar, and rolled oats. And I really did like this fragrance, but I didn't love it. I think the name is a little bit misleading because it says Dutch apple bread. And there really is no bread type note to this. I would prefer there to be something with this one that makes it more bakery, more bread. But it's mainly like cooking apples on the stove with cinnamon, sugar. That's what it smells more like. It smells like the actual filling that you would put in a pie or something like that. This bar, I don't think it is necessarily a really bakery type bar. I think that since it doesn't really have a bread note, it doesn't have a pie note, it doesn't have any type of like a crust note with it, it's not quite as bakery as I personally would like. But I think someone who shies away from bakery type bars, you would love a bar like this because it's more like the filling of a pie. It smells more of just like a really sweet cinnamon type apple. And it is beautiful. I really do love it. I can't remember the performance on this one. I only warmed it a couple times. I think it did okay out here in the open concept, but I wasn't like overly impressed by this one. So it really does smell good in this bar though. It smells stronger. So maybe this one has sat and cured a little bit, because when this was like a fresh pour, I don't remember it having the best performance. And I have a couple of these in my stash, so I really should pull some out and warm them for this fall. The problem is, I don't know if I added this one to my club. So then if I end up falling in love with it, I think I only purchased one. I purchased one on this order, and I don't think I purchased any more on my next order. I'm not sure. But it is a good bar. So if you love this one, I'm sorry that this one is not in the new fall winter catalog, because I do think this was a lighter type bakery. Like I said, it just wasn't a heavy type bakery bar, and it was pretty. I love the spices in this one. I love like the juicy type apple you can smell with all the spices and the sugariness. So Really, really pretty bar. So I grabbed one. I probably should have grabbed a couple more than that. It was $3.78. I also only grabbed one on this order. I don't know if I grabbed more, but I only grabbed one on this order of the Black Forest Pine. And again, that's just because, like I said, I don't usually use a whole lot of pine woodsy type fragrances, but I do like this one. I think it is beautiful. This one was really, really popular with my customers. Customers who loved woodsy pine type fragrances, they really loved this one, especially if they were a fan of vanilla, because this one, the description says that it has dark fir balsam and it has peppered tangerine and it has an air of smoked vanilla. So it has like this smoked vanilla type smell to it, which is another reason why I didn't get a lot of them, just because it was a little bit of a heavier woodsy type bar because of the vanilla to me. So I couldn't warm this one like all the time, but I do like it and I like to mix this one. So I like to mix this one with fruity type bars. I like to mix it with a little bit of cinnamon. It is really, really pretty, but it is definitely very woodsy. It's really, really good. This one is a really good performer. It's very strong. So if you guys loved this one and you've been waiting for this one to come back and you were able to grab some, I'm really happy that you were able to do that, because I know that I've had customers who have been waiting for this one to come back as well. They really loved it. Okay, so this one is one of my favorites. This one is in my club and I was so sad to see it on the flash sale, because I knew that that meant that they weren't going to be offering this one this fall and winter. This is the Hocus Pocus. It's the Sanderson Sisters Perfectly Wicked bar. It is adorable. I love this bar so much. I have, I think, just one in my club, because even though I could warm this one year round, it's that it's a licensed bar, and you know, they are a little bit more expensive. And so even though I would like to have 2 of these in my club, my quarterly club, I don't want to pay more for a bar with it being licensed. So even though I absolutely love this one, I only have the one. So while these were marked down, they were like $2.80 or something like that. I grabbed 4. I might should have grabbed more than that, but again, so many bars. I just could not believe there was so many good bars on this sale. I was just shocked. So I only grabbed the 4. It is so good. If you like the smell of cherry and spices, and you like fruity, spicy type bars, oh, it's so beautiful. So this one, the description says, take enchanted blackberry and black plum, add forbidden cherry and a splash of spiced vanilla, then stir thrice to leave them spellbound. So it has blackberry, black plum, cherry, spiced vanilla. It just has really good things in it. So on cold here, I do smell a good bit of the cherry, but I think when it warms, everything really blends really, really well. You can smell the spices. You can smell like slightly vanilla, but the blackberry and the black plum and the cherry kind of combine, and you no longer smell more cherry, because here on cold, I feel like that's the prominent note that I smell with like some spices. Yeah, you can definitely smell more of the cherry on the bottom for sure. And I remember cherry being like the main thing that you smell on cold with some of the spices. But when it comes together in the warmers, it's not like a really in-your-face cherry or anything like that. I just think it blends really beautiful. It smells so fall, but not your typical type fall fragrance. I don't know, it's unique, and I really love this one. So I'm glad I have it in my club. I'm glad that I was able to grab 4, because now I can use more of it and I can still have my one that comes every 3 months. But I am sad that it's not coming back for fall and winter, because, you know, I'm sure some of you might have gambled on the fact that it was going to come back and took it out of your club. And I do hate that. But if you did that, I hope that you were able to at least grab some at a discount on this sale. So another one that I grabbed here is Cinnamon Woods, and I only grabbed 2 on this order. I don't know if I grabbed any more on the other one. I wish that I would have grabbed more, but Cinnamon Woods is just an amazing bar. It is. I am shocked that this is not in the fall winter catalog. When I seen it on here, I was like, no, why would they not put this in the catalog? I just could not believe that this was not in the catalog, because it's not your typical cinnamon type fragrance. It's not your typical spicy fragrance. This is more of like a cinnamon bark. It is more woodsy. It's like a deeper type fragrance. It doesn't really have like a sweetness to it. The description says Bartlett pear and cinnamon bark bring the spice to a fantasy forest of sugared woods. And it does say sugared woods, but I really wouldn't say there's anything sugary about this one. It is such a unique fragrance. And when it first came out, I really didn't fall in love with it at first, just because, you know, I had so many other things that I'm warming and loving, but I really love this one. It is different, it is unique, and it definitely should have been in the catalog. It's very pretty. I should have grabbed more than 2, but I just had so many other bars on this order that there's only so much that I could add. I don't think I have this one in my club. I think I cut this one at one point, and I am sad that I did that. I'll put on the screen when this one came out, because I'm drawing a blank here. Was it the Harvest collection? I'll put here on the description when this one came out and what collection it's from. But I am shocked that it didn't come back, and I am really, really sad to see this one go. So I'll have to hoard these and just use them sparingly. Maybe they'll be in another flash sale or another clearance update at some point. I also grabbed 3 vanilla chestnut. So there's vanilla chestnut. So I grabbed 3 of those. This was scent of the month at some point. Hey, Luna. So Luna just woke up from her nap. So now she's, come here. I don't know where she went, but she'll probably come back at some point. So vanilla chestnut was a scent of the month, maybe for November. I can't remember. I'll have to put that on the screen as well. But this was scent of the month for the pumpkin warmer that was kind of like stacked. I'll try to put like a picture here. That warmer is actually coming back this year. So it's going to be available in the Harvest collection. So the scent, I wasn't sure. I mean, this was a really, really popular scent, but I kind of thought this one might come back in the fall winter catalog, but it did not. This one was definitely, the name is misleading, okay? They should never have named this one vanilla chestnut, because I don't really smell vanilla and I don't really smell chestnuts. I smell mostly clove with this one for sure, like all clove. The description says creamy chestnuts and sugared spice cozy up in the shelter of vanilla woods. So I do think there's something a little woodsy about it. I think there's something a little earthy about it, but a lot of clove. Luna she's probably going to be walking around being loud. So I do apologize. She is awake, and she's just announcing to me that she wants me to stop and feed her, but she does have food. So don't let her fool you. She just really wants some treats at the moment. So vanilla chestnut is definitely a lot of clove. It's very clove forward. If you don't like clove, I don't think you would like this one. If you don't like woodsy type, I don't know, it's not necessarily woodsy, but if you don't like fragrances that are a little bit earthy with some clove, I don't think you would like it either. It mentions sugared spice. I don't really smell much sweetness to this one. I really don't smell much sugar. But I do smell spice. So I smell spice. I smell the clove. There might be a slight nuttiness to this one, but I really don't smell any vanilla and not much of the chestnuts. But this one is beautiful for what it is. I just don't think it was named correctly. And I definitely grabbed 3 of them. I don't know if I grabbed more on the next order, but I did grab the 3. And I know that I still have some in my stash back when this was scent of the month, because I did love it. So I will happily warm some of these for this fall, and I can't wait to smell this one again, because I really do love it. All right, so I also have here 3 of the autumn sunset bars. So this one is this really pretty like burgundy color, but the front of the package is orange. This is just an OG scent that's been around for a long time. I'm pretty sure this scent was around before I signed up to be a consultant, and I signed up in 2017. So this scent has just been around for such a long time, and the fall winter catalog is not going to feel like a fall winter catalog without this fragrance. I knew that it was probably discontinued because we've been seeing it on flash sales, and then it was on this flash sale, and now we know for sure that it's not in the new fall winter catalog. And it's just sad, because This one's been around for so long. It's a really popular fragrance. Like there's a lot of people that still like this one, but you have to like spice. The description says apples, pumpkins, fall leaves, and spices, a top 10 fragrance. It's very spice heavy. So if you like a lot of spice, you would like this bar. So my mom and I like this bar. She is not a huge fan of it. There's something in here that, you know, keeps it from being her favorite. I don't know if it's the pumpkin note, if it's the leaves note, but there's just something else in this one that she doesn't particularly like. But I don't necessarily smell pumpkins. I smell just lots of spice. I don't even really smell that much apple. Maybe slightly, but I do think there's some sort of like a leaves type earthy note like way in the background. But I love this fragrance. I love the spice in this one. I love the color of this one. I've always liked how it's the two different colors. So I grabbed 3 of those and I'm happy to have those. I think I did add this one to my club. So I think that I will keep that. I think that I will keep that in my club because I do enjoy this one. And like I've said before, I will warm it year round. If I want something spicy, I can always mix it with something else to add cinnamon to something else. So yeah, so I got the 3. So I'm not sure if I had said this or not, but the cinnamon woods bar, that one was $2.70. The vanilla chestnut bars, they were $2.70. And then the autumn sunset bars were around like $3.78. On this order, I grabbed Under the Oak Tree and Hometown Cowboy. So I grabbed one of each of those. There's Under the Oak Tree and there's Hometown Cowboy. Now, when this collection came out, I did not buy these. So I honestly did not know what these smelled like when I purchased these on the flash sale. And had I known what they smell like, I probably would have purchased some more, especially of the Hometown Cowboy. I think I did add a couple more of Under the Oak Tree on my other order, but Hometown Cowboy was sold out, I'm pretty sure, and I didn't grab any more. Hometown Cowboy reminds me of sheer leather. So if you remember the bar that we had that was called sheer leather, I loved that bar. I really did. I didn't warm it all the time because it is a very masculine type bar, but I did love it. I love the smell of it. I mean, just to pick up the bar and smell it, it smelled amazing. Yeah, this one just really reminds me of that. I think this one might have more of a leather type note to it, but it reminds me a lot of sheer leather. Hometown Cowboy says it has dark suede, it has aged leather, and it has black mahogany. So I knew when I saw the description and I added this to my order, I knew that it was probably going to smell masculine, but I usually really like masculine type scents. I usually like suede and leather type scents. And so I do really like this one. I don't know what it smells like when it warms because, like I said, when this collection came out, I don't know why I didn't purchase that collection. I don't know why, but I didn't. I didn't even try them. I really do like it. So the thing is, I only had the one. So if I really fall in love with this one, unless they put it in clearance again, I'm not going to be able to get any more. But I do like it. The other one is Under the Oak Tree. Now, the Hometown Cowboy was $2.70 and Under the Oak Tree was $2.70. So I felt that was a really good deal. The Under the Oak Tree says, aged woods whisper above a layer of worn leather mellowed by hints of crisp apple. Basically, woods, leather, and apple. So I thought that sounded so good. And that's why I think I added another one on the other order because I thought, okay, it's going to smell maybe a little masculine with some apple. It doesn't smell anything like I thought it was going to smell like. I don't know what I was imagining, but this is not what I was imagining. I really like it though. I don't know in my head what I really thought this was going to smell like, but there is an apple note here, but it's not a sour apple. It's not really a sweet apple. It's just like a slight apple in the background, and then you have leather. Maybe a slight woodsy note. I don't know. I really like this one too. I wish I would have tried that collection back when it was available because I don't know where I was at. Why did I not try that collection? This one is good. I cannot wait to warm this one. Like I said, I've not tried it, so I have no idea what this one smells like on warm, but I really like it right here on cold. So if this is a bar that you have tried, this or the Hometown Cowboy, I would really like to know how these do performing and, you know, if you like them or not. Do they smell the same? It's definitely unique. It's really, really unique. So I'm scared that I'm going to fall in love with it and then I don't have a way to get any more unless it comes back again. A bar that I was extremely shocked that was on this flash sale that I would never have thought would have been on this flash sale is the Dream Big Princess bars. And I grabbed 4 of them because I love this bar. I really, really do. I think it smells so girly. It smells fruity. It smells sweet. So good. I have this one in my club. At one point, I had 2 princess bars in my club. I can't remember the name of the other one, but I had 2 in my club and I eliminated the other one and I kept this one because my husband and I both really love this one. I've said before, my husband really likes really girly scents like this. He really likes cotton candy type smelling scents. He likes sweet candy type scents. I don't know. And he really likes this one. So it says, bring your dreams to light with bright lemon, dazzling orange, and fruity bubblegum infused with coconut milk and whipped vanilla for a little extra personality. So it has lemon, orange, bubblegum, coconut milk, and vanilla. Now, thankfully, the coconut is not like really strong on this one. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't be able to do it. I smell a lot of lemon, orange, and bubblegum, and just a little bit of like a vanilla. I don't really even smell much coconut. It's so good. It's so good. I was so glad to grab 4 of these because I don't really, like I said, this is a licensed bar. And if I have licensed bars in my club, it means that I really, really love them because I do not like paying extra for a bar. The fact that they are a little bit more expensive. And so if it wasn't a licensed bar, I would probably honestly have 2 of these in my club because we really do love it. But I'm glad I was able to grab a couple. They were $3.50 each, which I thought was a pretty good deal for licensed. It's so good. This is a really good performer. You can really smell a lot of orange on the bottom here. But when it all comes together in the warmers, it just smells sweet and fruity and girly, and you can smell like the bubble gum. I don't know, really good. I probably won't warm a lot of these, you know, going into fall, winter, and the holidays, but like the beginning of the year, especially around Valentine's Day, Easter, spring, yes, I'll be pulling these out and we will be warming them. I don't know if I grabbed more. I might have grabbed more on the next order. I cannot remember which bars sold out from this order to the next one. I was also really surprised to see these bars in the flash sale. So these are the Harry Potter house bars, and I grabbed 2 of the Slithering bars and 2 of the Ravenclaw bars. There was also Gryffindor. I think that was the only other one. And I didn't grab that one because it wasn't really my favorite. It had some spices to it, but there's also like a smokiness with that one. And unlike around the campfire, the smokiness in that one, it was just really, really heavy. I don't know. There's something about that bar. So I have a few of those in my stash and I have to mix it with things and I can't use a lot of it. So I just decided not to get any of those, even though the price of these were like $2.80. So they were a really, really good deal. These 2 I really love. And between the 2, I think I like the Slithering bars a little bit more because they're a little bit more fruity. The Slithering bars, the description says, Forest Woods had dark secrets in fresh oak moss and a sweetly sinister layer of deep blackberry. So they look like this. And there's definitely a fruity element to this one, but I also still think there's like a little bit of like a woodsy type edge to this one too. And at one point I had all 4 of the Harry Potter house bars in my club. And I did cut all of them at one point just because they were licensed bars and I had some of them in my stash and I was like, you know what, we have to cut them because I don't use them that often. And I am sad that I don't have these specific two in my club anymore. The Hufflepuff one I also like as well. That one is more bakery, but it just wasn't one of my absolute favorite bakeries. It didn't have a lot of spice to it or anything like that. But these two, they were just kind of like unique type bars. And so I kind of wish I would have kept these two. I should have just cut the other two and I should have kept these two, but I just didn't because they are licensed bars and more expensive. I'm glad I grabbed two of these. I might have grabbed some more on the next order, so we'll see. I can't remember if they sold out. So the description for the Ravenclaw bars says, a clever concoction of suede and sandalwood is mellowed handsomely by a ribbon of smooth vanilla. So suede, sandalwood, and basically vanilla. It's not a lot of vanilla. It is mostly suede that I can smell. And so I really like that about it because I would rather it be less vanilla and more heavy on suede and sandalwood. So there is a lot of suede with this one. I've always said with this one, it kind of smells like, you know, you're sitting like on a suede type couch and there's just like a relaxing type cozy element to this bar. I don't know if it's the sandalwood mixing with the vanilla and then also mixing with the suede, but it's really, really good. Now, these bars in particular look a little sweaty to me. A lot of the other ones that we have been through, they really didn't look that sweaty, but this one does look a little sweaty. But it smells amazing. Let's see if this one looks that way. Yep. So these are a little bit juicy. But they'll warm the same. They smell so good. I really wish that I would not have cut those from my club, but I can't keep everything. My club keeps growing. I'm already worried about having to do this club edit before my club ships this month. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what kind of eliminations we're going to do because I love them all. All right. So another bar that I grabbed here that I was so glad to see on the flash sale is simply the Zest. So do you guys remember this bar? I think it was from a Valentine's collection, maybe from, was it 2024? I don't know if it was 2023 or 2024. I think maybe Clementine Blossom was from 2023 and Simply the Zest was from the Valentine's collection of 2024. But I had both of these in my club. I had Simply the Zest and I have Clementine Blossom, and I cut Simply the Zest and I kept Clementine Blossom. But I kind of wish I would have kept both because I love them both. The only reason why I cut this one is just because I was trying to make cuts and they were just too similar to keep both. But if you want to go off of performance, Simply the Zest is a way better performer than Clementine Blossom. I don't know. I just like the scent of the Clementine Blossom just slightly better. But this one is so good. So good. This is such a good citrus bar. The description says notes of sandalwood and lush greens uplift bright tropical fruits. So I'm not sure if they had put this bar in a fruity category or if it's in a citrus category, but it's definitely more citrus in my opinion. You do have like the tropical fruits here. It does say sandalwood, but I wouldn't necessarily say I smell a lot of sandalwood. And it does say lush greens, which was another reason why I cut this bar because even though it's a better performer, there was a slight sharpness to this one that I think maybe was coming from the greens. And whereas someone else would probably love that about it because it kind of helps the performance, it helps it smell stronger. To me, I wanted it a little bit softer. I could use less wax, but I just chose Clementine Blossom. But I still really love this fragrance, and I'm glad that I was able to grab 3 more. So these were $270, so I thought that was a great deal. If you love that one, I hope that you were able to grab some. Also on this order, there was a bundle of wax bars that I wanted to get. So Scentsy had made it was like a pre-made bundle of wax bars. So you had to purchase the whole bundle. The bundle was $18, and you got 6 bars in that bundle for the $18. And the bars were apple s'mores, breakfast in bed, perfect pumpkin pear, porch pumpkin, pumpkin cashmere, and warm pumpkin drizzle. So I'm going to go over each one with you. The main reason why I wanted this bundle was for the warm pumpkin drizzle and the breakfast in bed. Now, I like the other bars too, but these two especially, I absolutely love. Warm pumpkin drizzle. I don't have many of these in my stash at all, and I love this fragrance. So when I seen it in this bundle, plus the breakfast in bed, plus some other bars that I like, yeah, I was like, yes, we're getting that. So apple s'mores, that was the first one listed here. It looks like this. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this one. I really have not warmed this one that much. I think when this one originally came out, how old is this bar? I really don't know how old it is. I think I've warmed it once before. And it was a scent that kind of had to grow on me. It's definitely not a favorite because there is like a toasted type vanilla smell to this one that I'm not so sure about. The description for apple s'mores says it has harvest apples, it has cinnamon glaze, it has coconut milk, it has toasted marshmallow, it has vanilla, and it has warm cedar wood. So it has a lot of notes in here. And like I said, I've not warmed it that much. I think I've maybe warmed it once or twice before, and I liked it, but I didn't necessarily really love it. And that is because there was just a heavier type vanilla type fragrance to this one that I have to be careful with. So it is really pretty. It is definitely a unique fragrance. I don't smell a whole lot of cinnamon, and you can smell the apples. I can definitely smell the vanilla, and I don't really like that note of vanilla, whatever it is right here on the bottom. It's too heavy. I don't know if it's the coconut. Maybe it's the coconut that smells like that, because coconut really can bother me too. So maybe it's a mixture of the vanilla and coconut here. It smells extremely heavy. And then you've got like a toasted type note with the marshmallow. And then it says it has cedar wood. I don't really smell much cinnamon. And honestly, I don't really smell a whole lot of apples. So I don't know. It's been a while since I've worn this one. I mean, I'll use it, but I might honestly gift this to someone who absolutely loves it. Like if I find somebody who just absolutely loves this fragrance, then I will happily gift it to them. And then, because I'm sure that they will enjoy it more than I will, because I honestly will probably have to mix it with something. When I think of apple s'mores, I feel like there should be maybe like a chocolate note with this one. There should be something else in here. I don't know. It is pretty. It's definitely unique. Definitely unique. But this is definitely not one that I necessarily bought this bundle for, even though I think it is a nice bar. Okay, breakfast in bed. So this one says, wake up to a warm pumpkin pastry filled with black raspberry and topped by a sweet cinnamon drizzle. And that is what breakfast in bed looks like. And you guys know I love this one. Oh my gosh. I wish back when this one was available, there was a time when it was in like a clearance section or a flash sale or something, and they had them just available as single bars. I really wish that I would have just really stocked up on this one and bought more than I did, because I've been warming this one and I am obsessed. I had forgotten how much I really love this bar. So that stash is not going to last me long. It's not going to last me long. And I don't have this one in club. Who knows when it's going to come back? It is so good. You have to like bakery and you have to like really fruity fragrances. Oh, I could warm this one every day. I could warm this all year. I love this bar. It's amazing. So you definitely smell like the black raspberry. You smell a slight cinnamon drizzle. Okay, there's not a whole lot of cinnamon to this one, but there is a little bit of cinnamon here. Now it says pumpkin pastry. You can definitely smell a pastry note, and I think that's why I love this one so much. But I don't think the pumpkin is extremely prominent in this one. So if you're someone who doesn't necessarily like pumpkin type fragrances, but you like fruity fragrances, and you like bakery, I think you would like this one. Oh, so good. I could smell that one all day. I really could. So the next one in this little bundle that I was really excited about is Perfect Pumpkin Pear. It says it has fall fresh pumpkin, it has crisp golden pears, it has cloves, and it has sandalwood. And I remember this one back when this was available. I'm pretty sure it was a scent of the month at some point. I'll have to put here because I don't remember exactly. Was it scent of the month? I don't know. I'll put it on the screen. But I remember whenever this one came available, and I loved it. There's something about this one that I love. I think it's just the mixture of the pears and the pumpkin together. It was kind of unique. I don't really smell a whole lot of clove with this one. There is a little something there, but I don't really smell a whole lot of clove. And it says sandalwood. I mean, there's just something that blends it, but I wouldn't necessarily say this is a sandalwood heavy bar. It just smells good. I love this one. It's definitely fruity. It is fall, but it's not like your typical spicy type fall, in my opinion. So I'm happy to have that one. I'll definitely use it. The next one is porch pumpkin. And this one says, take to the top step with fresh picked pumpkin, acorn, and autumn air. And I remember this one as well. These scents just bring back memories because, you know, as a consultant, you know, as over time, you know, you have your catalogs, you have scent of the months and things like that. It just brings back memories of when these bars would be available and when I would smell them and warm them. And this one was not one of my absolute favorites. It definitely wasn't. Like, I definitely prefer the perfect pumpkin pear over this one. But it's still a really good bar. And I remember this one being really popular with my customers. They really loved this one. So this one has the pumpkin, acorn, and autumn air. Maybe it's the acorn note I don't really like in it. I do like it. It's just not a typical type bar that I would warm because it's not necessarily bakery. Maybe slightly fruity, slightly woodsy. There's really no spice to this one at all. Sorry about that, my house phone rang. So here is what porch pumpkin looks like. As I was saying, the porch pumpkin, it's definitely smells a little woodsy to me. It smells maybe slightly like fruity if you count pumpkin being like fruity. So just not typically something that I would normally warm, but I do like it. It doesn't really have spices, so I think that's why there was several people who really like this one from my customers back when I had it, because it was just another option to have if you didn't like spicy bars. So yeah, it's interesting. It honestly smells a little buttery in my opinion. I don't know, it doesn't smell bakery, but there's something in here that gives it like a buttery smell. The next one is pumpkin cashmere, and the description says, surround yourself with the captivating combination of warm cinnamon, bountiful pumpkin, and cozy cashmere woods. So pumpkin cashmere looks like this. Now, this one has never been a favorite of mine. And honestly, the reason for that is because I can't smell it. I can slightly smell it here. But just for me, usually, you know, I can use less of scents just because I'm kind of sensitive to fragrances. And this one has just never been a good performer for me. I don't know what it is. I can barely smell it here on cold, and I really don't smell it that much when it warms. I would have to double how much I use to really get performance out of it. So I still have some of these in my stash just because I never reach for them because you can't really smell them. And the ones that I do have, if I use them, I usually mix them with something with, you know, some spice. Like I might mix it with churro, or I might mix it with fried ice cream. Now that I have Stroopwafel Delight, I think that it would be really good mixed with like maybe some Stroopwafel Delight. Because it's just barely there in my opinion. Has anybody else experienced that with this one? I mean, it is a really pretty fragrance. It's barely there to my nose. It says that it has the warm cinnamon, pumpkin, and cashmere woods. I do smell something that smells like maybe like cashmere woods. It smells a little bit like sandalwood to me, with like, yeah, like a soft type woodsy type note. And then I can smell like a very slight cinnamon, and then maybe just slightly pumpkin. I don't know. This one baffles me. I think it's a really pretty scent. I just can't smell it that well. Okay, so the last bar here in this little bundle that I was most excited for is the warm pumpkin drizzle. The description says, warm cloves, comfy, cozy pumpkin with a drizzle of sweet maple syrup. And it looks like that. I think that this was a scent of the month at one point. I'll put it on the screen. I don't remember. Oh my gosh. It smells so good. I think I only have a couple of these in my stash, and they're in my little tote that's like my hoarding tote that I don't really use because I haven't been able to get any more of them, and so I hardly ever warm them. It smells so good. I don't know why I didn't add this one to Club. I don't know why I didn't purchase more of this one. I don't think that it has, you know, enough like of a spicy edge to it for me. So maybe that's why I didn't like instantly fall in love with this one when it first came out. It does say that it has cloves, but I don't think that it has a lot of cloves. I think that it smells more of like it's just a really pretty bakery type fragrance, but not really on the spicy side. There is the pumpkin, and you can smell like a really sweet maple type syrupy note, and slightly, maybe like a slightly buttery note in the background. It's so good. I really love this one. I've missed this one, so I'm going to pull out one of my older ones and probably warm that for this fall and enjoy that, and then put this in my stash to save for later, and hopefully be able to get some more of these at some point. That was all for that little bundle. So I am happy to have those. So there was a bunch of washer whiffs on this order, and I was honestly shocked to see tubs of washer whiffs that were marked down to $21. I thought that was an amazing deal. Okay, so I have some friends who love the washer whiffs, so I was able to grab them a couple tubs as well as myself. So on this particular order, I grabbed 3 of the Scentsy Clean washer whiff tubs. So I grabbed 3 of those. They look like that. I have said before that Ocean is my absolute favorite washer whiffs that Scentsy has ever made, but probably, you know, the next other ones that I kind of like is Scentsy Clean, and then I really love the Go-Go Mango, and then I also have liked the Windowsill Breeze, but I mean, nothing has compared to the Ocean washer whiffs, okay? Those were the best. But the Scentsy Clean washer whiffs are such good performing washer whiffs. They're very, very strong, and they work great. I love the smell of these, and I have a couple friends that do, so I'll grab these. I don't know how many of these I'm going to end up keeping and how many they're going to be interested in, but you know, I just grabbed a couple because I knew that they would be interested. I mean, it's at a discount. It's $21. And it's a popular fragrance that they love. So I have a couple more down here, but they're on the next order. So I'll go over that. The other fragrance, though, that I got on this order was Coral Waters. So I grabbed 2 of the Coral Waters washer whiffs. Looks like that. This one is a really good fragrance too. I wouldn't say it was one of my absolute favorites, but I really did enjoy this fragrance in the washer whiffs back when it was available. Like, I really did like it. So one of these is for me, one of these is for a friend. And the description for this one is lush nectarine blossom and peony bloom alongside bright, clear coral waters. So it is a little bit floral and also a little bit fresh, and it just smells really clean. I do like this one. I wouldn't say that it necessarily smells like laundry. This one is the one that smells more like a laundry type fragrance to me. And I know that we have clothesline in the washer whiffs, but I've just never really liked the scent of clothesline. It's just too strong for me. It smells even more floral than sometimes laundry type smells can smell. It smells even more floral. I definitely prefer the Scentsy Clean, and I wish that they still had that fragrance available in the washer whiffs. I have a couple more things on this order that I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to tell you a customer order that I ordered, and then I'll show you the other big order that I placed. On this order, I did grab 1 pod, and you know, that's just because it was appleberry, and I've said before that I really like the scent of appleberry. And I'm sad that we never really got this fragrance in the wax. So I grabbed 1. I mean, I was already spending all this and buying all this other stuff, so I really didn't go crazy with the pods. even though I really love this fragrance, it was $6. It smells like crimson apples, and it says it has cranberry, pomegranate, and it says it's very, very good. And it is. It's a very fruity apple, very tart, like a sour type apple with cranberry and pomegranate. It's just a really nice fragrance. I really like this. I have it in hand soap. I have it in like Scentsy soap. So I have it in a few products. I've never had it in wax before, but it's really, really nice in pods, and it's been nice in all the products. So I grabbed one of those. I really like that. The other thing that I grabbed on here is a pineapple dragon fruit scent pack. So I did grab one of those. I absolutely love the smell of pineapple dragon fruit. I wish that this would come back in wax. I would add it to my club. I would stock up on this fragrance. I never knew how much I loved this fragrance until it was gone. Because whenever this collection came out, I think it was for like a summer collection. I don't think that I actually ever warmed this fragrance while the bars were still available. So after like I had the bars in my stash and then I warmed it, then that's when I realized how much I really loved it. And then I couldn't get it anymore. And I don't think I've ever really seen this fragrance in the clearance section. So when I seen the scent packs, I grabbed one, and that's only because it was $3.50 and I was already spending so much. I wish I would have grabbed a couple more because I got this for myself, but then I had a customer who's interested in it and it was already sold out. So I'm just going to let her have mine because I have plenty of other fragrances that I can use, and I will give her this one. But I do wish that I would have grabbed a couple of this. But if I'm being honest, if I were to use this scent pack, it's just going to make me want this fragrance in the wax even more. So I will give her that. So the last thing that I personally ordered on this order is 2 warmers. And the other warmers that I bought are on the next order. So the 2 warmers that I ordered on this order are the Glimmer and Glow lantern warmers. Look like that. I'll put some pictures up here and show you what they look like, because I'm not going to take these out of the box right now just because I want to take the other warmers out of the boxes and show you, because I think I've talked about this warmer before. And I grabbed this on a flash sale at some point, and it was going to be for me, but then my mom has this warmer and she's had it ever since it came out. I believe it was in 2020 for a warmer of the month at some point. And she's had it like in her bathroom since then. Well, the little fairy lights that's inside the lantern went out on hers, and they were just like flashing. Like they would come on sometimes and they would flash and then they weren't working. So that was right around the time that this was in the last flash sale that it was in. And I had grabbed one for myself, and I called Scentsy and I asked them if they had any more, because, you know, I knew that they had been in the flash sale and then they sold out in the flash sale. And Scentsy informed me that they had no more of these warmers. They did not have a single one in stock anywhere. And she told me that, you know, they would offer an exchange with my mom's warmer and that she could exchange it for something else of the same value. But there just wasn't anything else that my mom was interested in. And so my mom still has not exchanged her warmer for anything, because there just isn't anything else for the same like price point that they gave her to exchange it for that she wanted. So she still hasn't gotten anything. And what I did is I just gave her my warmer that I had ordered on the flash sale that was going to be for me. I just gave that to her because that's the one that she wanted. And so she plugged it in and has been using it. And then the broken one, we've just been saving it until something else is available that she might be interested in. But I just don't understand why Scentsy would have said, you know, that they were completely sold out of this one, that they had none in the warehouse, they didn't have any anywhere to be able to exchange for her. I don't understand how they just randomly find a bunch of warmers. And it's not like this warmer was only available for a little bit. I mean, it was available for a while, so they had to have had more than just a couple. I mean, they had some of these on hand. And even though this warmer, I got 2 more, they were $23.40 each. Even though her warmer is valued around, like, I think they said $60, because that was originally, I think, what the price of hers was back when she got it in 2020. I don't know, it was $50 or $60, something like that. Even though she has more value exchanging it for something else right now, this is the one she wanted, and she would have been more than happy to exchange it for a clearance one if they would have just had any. So I don't know, that bothered me because they obviously did, and then they didn't want to do it for whatever reason. I don't know how it works. But I went ahead and grabbed 2. I grabbed one for myself to replace the one that I had bought that I ended up giving to her, and then I have an extra one in case anything happens to hers again. We will have an extra one on hand, and you know, she can have it or whatever she wants to do. So that's the story behind those. So I'm glad, you know, I am glad that they were on the flash sale. I just don't understand how Scentsy's finding some of this stuff. Same thing with some of these discontinued bars. Like, they have them in a flash sale, they have them on clearance, and then they sell out, and then Scentsy finds more. Are they just finding them? Are they repouring them? I don't know how it works. Okay, so the next thing that I have here was just a customer order that I placed for her. This was just for her. Like, I didn't put anything else on this order. I waited until I got some other orders in, and then I placed another large order after this. And this is the one she wanted, the scent pack, but they did not have the scent pack, so I'm just going to give her mine. She ordered 2 of the Scentsy Clean washer whiffs. So I still have the 3 over here. So I still have the original 3 over here, but then this customer specifically asked for 2 of them. So I have those finally. This order took a while to get here. So I have these 2 here. She was able to grab these at $21 each. Again, I just think that the $21 for a tub of washer whiffs is an amazing deal, especially for the Scentsy Clean fragrance, because in my opinion, it's just a really strong fragrance, and I can honestly stretch these washer whiffs and make them go just a little bit further than some of the other fragrances in the washer whiffs. The other things that she ordered with her washer whiffs is she ordered a 6-pack of pods. So same thing with the wax bars. If you bundled the pods in a pack of 6, you got an additional 10% off. So even though these were all flash sale fragrances in the pods, she got an additional 10% off. So that was a really good deal. She got 2 of the lemon drizzle cake fragrance. And this one, you know, this is, again, it's one of those scents that some people either love it or they don't like it at all, because it does have that lilac type note with it. I didn't write down the descriptions of these, but I mean, it does smell a little bit like a lemon bakery, but there is kind of a lilac note with this one, but it's still a really pretty fragrance, especially if you like lemon type fragrances. And so then she grabbed 2 of the appleberry, which was definitely a great choice. I love this one so much. Like I said, it's very fruity. It's a little bit tart. It's a really pretty fragrance. And then she grabbed 1 of the vanilla chestnut. So I went over that in the wax bar. Definitely smells like clove. It smells a little bit earthy, but it's perfect for fall. And then the last one she grabbed is a wild watermelon. So this one is exactly what it says. It smells just like a really fruity watermelon type bubble gum. That's what it reminds me of. Maybe even like a watermelon Jolly Rancher a little bit. No, it still reminds me more of like a watermelon type of bubble gum. Definitely very, very fruity, very watermelon. So the pods were all $5.40 except for this watermelon one was $6.30. So this is the last flash sale order that I placed, and I placed this the next day. So the flash sale had started like on 7/17. I placed this one on the 18th, and honestly, I placed it because I had some customer orders to grab, but also because there was just so much stuff that was still available. And you know how when there's like a flash sale going on and you've actually had time to look at what's still available and think about who you're going to get those items for, whether it's gifts or, you know, specific customers that might want it. I mean, I just had time to really look at what all was available and think about it. And so that's another reason why I wanted to grab some of these other things and extra bars of the ones that I had already grabbed. So let's just go ahead and go through this box together. First and foremost, right on top here, I did grab 6 more of the Honeycrisp Harvest bars. And I don't know. I just decided to grab more of this one just because I love this one and it was perfect for fall. On the last order, I had grabbed 8. So I grabbed 6 more on this order, and that's just because they were still available. I love this bar and I wanted to stock up on it, but also because I really thought that this would be a really great bar if I wanted to put some mystery bags together for some of my customers and offer to them as like an autumn type fall mystery bag, just because this was such a popular fragrance with my customers last year, and there's really no spice in this one, so I think a lot of people would love it. So I just grabbed some extra to have on hand in case I decided to do that. And you know what? Now that I'm looking at these bars in this box, there was a point in time when Scentsy updated the clearance section. So not only did they have this flash sale going on, but they added items to the clearance section. And that might be why I purchased the warmers that I purchased. Maybe they were added to the clearance section and they weren't necessarily flash sale warmers. I don't remember. I just remember being shocked when they added even more to the sale than what was already there. It wasn't necessarily in the sale, but it was on the clearance section. So I do have some bars that I purchased from that, and I will go over that last before I do the warmers, because they weren't necessarily beat the heat flash sale bars. They were just in the clearance section. All right, so I grabbed 2 more around the campfire. So I grabbed 2 more of those. Again, it's got like the smokiness to it. Really, really glad to have these. They were still available, so I'm pretty sure that I grabbed 4 on the first order. I grabbed 4 on the first order and I grabbed 2. So now I have 6 of these to play around with and mix and use those. I grabbed 2 more of Under the Oak Tree. So this one, you know, I had grabbed 1 in the last order. And I'm looking at my list here. I don't see any more of the Hometown Cowboy, so I'm sure that that one was sold out. Otherwise, I probably would have grabbed 1 or 2 more of that one as well. But Under the Oak Tree. So I have these 2. They were the $2.70. It was a really good deal. And I'm really glad that I grabbed them because this is definitely a unique fragrance. Okay, vanilla chestnut. I grabbed 3 more of the vanilla chestnut. So I grabbed 3 before, and so now I have 6. So now I have 6 total of the vanilla chestnut. Glad to have those and add those to my stash. Okay, Autumn Sunset. Autumn Sunset was still available. I only grabbed 3 on the last order, and then this order I grabbed 4. So I think this was also going through my mind with the mystery bags. If I decide to do the autumn mystery bags, that I would have a couple of these on hand to throw in the mystery bags for people that like cinnamon. So that was going through my mind as well when I was ordering some extra of these bars. So I'm glad to have 4 more of that one. I grabbed 2 more of the Dream Big Princess. So I had grabbed 4 of those on the other order, and I grabbed 2 more on this order. So I've got 6 of those now. Excited to have that. I grabbed another Dutch apple bread. So I have 1 more of that one. So 1 on the last order. So that gives me 2. So I am glad that I did that because I probably should have ordered a couple more of these. This honestly probably would have been another good one that I could have added to like a fall mystery bag. Because this one definitely smells like a fall apple cinnamon, but bakery bar. Then I grabbed 2 more of the Ravenclaw. So I grabbed 2 more of those, and I grabbed 2 more of the Slytherin. So I grabbed 2 more of those. So now I have 4 of the Ravenclaw, and I have 4 of the Slytherin. And honestly, they were $2.80 for licensed bars. I just thought that was amazing, an amazing deal, and I really do love the fragrance. And so these will last me quite a while. I don't think I need these again unless for some reason Scentsy marks them down even more and puts them in a flash sale again. So really, really good deal. Really love these. So I'm glad that they were on there. I feel like because they were marked down so much, I feel like we probably will never see these again. You know, I don't think they will ever re-release these type of fragrances for a Harry Potter collection in the future. I mean, maybe we'll see them again in a clearance or flash sale, but I am kind of disappointed that these particular fragrances won't probably ever be released again with Harry Potter products. I did grab 1 Simply the Zest. So honestly, I thought that this one had sold out. I didn't think that I had grabbed any more. I had grabbed 3 on the last order. So now that gives me 4. So I'm excited to have an extra one of those. Also added 3 more of the Christmas Cottage Wreath. So Christmas Cottage Wreath, I have that one again. I could not believe that this one was still on there because it was marked down to $270 and it's Christmas Cottage Wreath. Like this one I thought was a really good seller back when this collection was available. And I was just surprised that there was still any left. So I grabbed 3 more. So I had grabbed 6 on my last order. So now I've got 9 of those to play around with. Then I added 2 more of cinnamon woods. I'm very excited that I grabbed 2 more of cinnamon woods. So I have 2 on the last order and now I have these 2 because I was wondering if this had sold out or if I had bought more. I'm glad to see that I at least grabbed 2 more because this is an amazing fragrance and I am going to miss it. I'm still shocked that it didn't make it to the catalog. Okay, I also have here Black Forest Pine. So I did grab 2 more of these. I only grabbed 1 on the first order, but I decided to grab 2 more of these. These are probably actually going to be gifts. I was thinking about 2 people in particular that I'm going to gift these to. So yeah, I'm glad to have those. All right, I also grabbed 8 more of Almond Croissant. And again, these are not going to all be for me. I've got 16 from the first order. I've got some mystery bags that I'm going to be putting together of some other things. And I know some of my customers love this fragrance and I'm just planning on offering some to them. And I'm glad that this was on there and I was able to grab some. So I have plenty of this now. I don't even think if this becomes available again in a flash sale at some point, I'm going to have to hold myself back because I don't need any more of this one. I have plenty. There was another bar that was on this flash sale that I really held myself back from getting, and it was the Frightfully Delightful. I think that's the name of it. It's the one that looks like the Mickey Mouse jack-o'-lantern, and it is an amazing fragrance too. It's got like some peach in it. It smells like pumpkin. It's like a bakery type bar. It's beautiful. And I was so disappointed to see that in the flash sale because that meant that it wasn't coming back for the fall winter, you know, not necessarily catalog, but I mean, it's not going to be available for this fall winter season. But I do have that one in my club. So I do have a couple of those in my stash. And I have so many other pumpkin fragrances that I didn't grab that one. And it did sell out pretty quickly, I believe. And so did the Hocus Pocus bar. Like the Hocus Pocus bar was sold out by the time I placed the second order. Otherwise, I probably would have grabbed a couple and I probably would have put some of those in the mystery bags that I didn't think about grabbing stuff for on the first order. So, and honestly, if I would have really thought about it, I should have grabbed some of the Frightfully Delightful for the mystery bags as well. But again, I'm pretty sure that it's sold out rather quickly. So I didn't get any of those, but I do love that fragrance and I'm kind of wishing that I would have, but I'm telling myself that as I'm sitting here surrounded by nothing but bars. And I think I have plenty. Like I really didn't need it. It's just one of those things when you know you love that fragrance and you know it's not coming back. I only have 1 in my club and I'll be getting it every 3 months. It's my quarterly club. And honestly, that quarterly club, I skip it once a year. So I really only let it ship 3 times out of the year. And that particular Frightfully Delightful bar is one that I like to warm earlier in the season. Like right now is when I need to be pulling that one out and warming it because it really doesn't have a lot of spices. And I just feel like it reminds me of like August and September, like going into fall. And I like it for that time of year. That's all for the bars on the flash sale. But then I have the bars from the clearance update, the random clearance update that they did in the middle of the flash sale. And I don't even know how I found out about the clearance update. I don't know if I was looking at clearance items and I saw it. I don't know if I saw somebody post on Facebook that clearance had been updated. I don't remember how I noticed this, but they put some really good bars in the clearance section while this flash sale was going on. And one of those bars is called Love You Berry Much. Looks like this. It's this really pretty color. And I knew that I loved this bar. So I honestly had probably 8 of these on my order, but I ended up cutting it back to just 4 because I was adding so much other stuff. And they weren't really marked down as much because they were in the clearance section. So they were still $4.32. So I cut it back from 8 to 4. I have absolutely none of these in my stash. None. I knew that I had none in my stash, which was why I was wanting to add that many. And then another thing I noticed when I was checking my orders, this is the one bar that came kind of messed up. I've never seen this happen before with a bar. But if you look at it, you can see that they did not fill this one up all the way to the top at all. Like a normal bar right here, you can see how that one is completely filled to the top. You can see it on the rim there. They're always full like that. I've never seen them send a bar that looks like this, where it's not filled all the way up, and it just, you know, it doesn't even stick at all. It just kind of comes out of the clamshell. So it's not really something that I'm probably going to call and say anything about, just because I only had one that was like this out of all of them. But if this would have been for a customer, or if, you know, I really wouldn't have ordered anything else, I would have most definitely called. I would have definitely called if this was for a customer, because that is unacceptable. I mean, that's a pretty good bit of wax that is not in this bar. But I'll let it slide this time because everything else was fine with my order. So I am grateful for that. I'm grateful that they had ice packs in the order, and I'm grateful that everything else was fine. But yeah, all the other bars in this specific fragrance seem to be filled up to the top and we don't have an issue. So I don't know what happened there, but I've never seen that happen before. But back to this fragrance here. The description says, a fragrance to crush on, bursting red berries, dreamy white peach, and tart cranberry, finished with a splash of vanilla. Now, there's not a whole lot of vanilla with this one, but what I like about this one is there is a hint of peach that I can smell. And it's not one of those peach smells that smell bad. Like sometimes peach can smell really, really bad. To me, it's a really pretty peach. And you can also smell the red berries. Or maybe that's cranberry. I don't know. I can't really tell. I can just smell a type of berry type fragrance with the peach. And it says it has vanilla, but I really don't smell much vanilla with this one. So if there is any, I think it's just kind of helping this blend. I don't know. It's just a really pretty fruity type bar, but with peach. And I think that's what makes it kind of unique, because I can't really think of any other bars that smell fruity like that, with like red berry fruity with like a hint of peach with them. So I love this one. I kind of wish I would have grabbed more, but they were still kind of expensive. And so I just grabbed the 4. That will last me for a while. The other bar that I grabbed is Zen Garden. I grabbed 2 of those, and they are in this old Bring Back My Bar packaging, but the bars do not look sweaty and they look perfectly fine. And the description for this one says, a dewy sweet blossom of ripe honeydew, soft freesia, and water lotus. And I've said before, I don't really like floral bars. I really don't, but there's something about this one that makes me so happy. Oh, it brings back so many memories. I remember having this one before. I love this bar. I wish that I would have grabbed a couple more of this one, but I knew that 2 floral bars like this would last me quite a while. This one was $4.32 as well. So it was, again, it was in clearance and not on the flash sale, but it's been so long since I've seen this bar available. And I don't know if I don't think it's the water lotus. I really think it's the freesia. I love that. I love that smell. It's like this beautiful floral. I love this bar. I think it's gorgeous. It is kind of strong. And it's been a really long time since I worn this, so I can't remember exactly how the performance is. But for me, usually floral bars are always pretty strong. So I feel like this one probably is. It's so pretty. There's just a hint of like a fruitiness with this one. And I guess that's coming from the honeydew maybe, but there's also something relaxing about it and almost spa-like, but still mostly floral. Like that is what it predominantly is floral. It's more floral than it is anything else. It is called Zen Garden, and I believe that is accurately named because it definitely smells like kind of like a garden of flowers, but also peaceful. Like there's just something relaxing about it. I don't know. I love this one. So I'm glad I grabbed 2 of that one. I'm definitely going to be putting this one in my tote for my bars that I hoard, and I'm just going to use it every once in a while, just a little bit. The last bar that I grabbed in this clearance update is Business Casual. So I grabbed 2 of those. If you've ever smelled this one before, then you know it smells very masculine. So the description for this one says it has exotic cardamom, it has caraway, it has lively pepper, it has fragrant woods, and a powdery wisp of orange blossom. This one is just very, very masculine. It definitely, so it mentions it has like cardamom, it has pepper, it has woods, it's got like orange blossom. It's got notes that it mentions here that I really don't smell anything. I don't really smell any of those notes necessarily. Maybe some of the pepper. I definitely don't smell this orange blossom. It just smells like a guy's cologne. Really, honestly, it smells very masculine. I don't know what category. I really don't know what category you would put this in. It doesn't really smell citrusy. Maybe slightly. I don't know another way to describe this one besides it smells like a man's body wash or cologne or something like that. I really do like masculine fragrances like this. I just don't warm them that often, so I only grabbed 2. But they were a really great deal. They were $2.70 each. I don't know, if I wouldn't have been buying all this other stuff, I might would have purchased 1 or 2 more. But I have warmed this before. It's been a really, really long time. So I could not remember what the performance was like on this one. So I didn't want to go crazy and get a bunch of them. But I will enjoy these 2. Okay, so this video has been insanely long. I'm going to go over the warmers with you now. I don't know that I will open all of the warmers, but I will at least try to insert some pictures for you. And you know, I probably should have just combined the 2 orders with the bars, because now that I've recorded the video and I'm thinking about it, it probably would have made sense just to show you how many of the bars I got in total, but I had them separated in the boxes that they came in with the orders. And so, yeah, I'm sorry about that if that was confusing. And it was also, you know, repetitive and redundant, but I didn't think about it. You know, I just had them in the original boxes. I also had some customer orders on that order, but I'm not even going to go over that stuff because I feel like this video has been insanely long. And they pretty much bought some of the same bars that I bought that I've already talked about. So I don't feel like you need to hear them again. Okay, so this warmer here is called the Golden Meadow Warmer. And I don't think I'm going to take this one out of the box just because I have shown this one to you before on like a recent flash sale haul, but I will put some pictures up here and show you what it looks like off, what it looks like turned on. It is an amazing performing warmer. It's one of my favorites, which is why I grabbed it. It was on the flash sale for $20.25, and it is a 25 watt. So I just grabbed this one because it's kind of like the alabaster warmer. I like giving that one as gifts. I like having it on hand if someone needs a gift, and it matches most people's decor, and it is a warmer that doesn't let me down. Like, it's a good performing warmer. Same thing with this one. It is white and gold when it's turned off. When it's turned on, it's just beautiful. I don't know. It has this beautiful design on it that I feel like you could leave up for any season, and it's a great warmer. So I grabbed that for the price. I didn't know if it would ever show up in the flash sale again or anything like that. So I just wanted to make sure I had an extra one of those. Now, this one here, I went back and forth about getting this warmer because I already have one and I was kind of disappointed in the one that I have. I think it's beautiful. I think it has a beautiful glow to it, but it just wasn't very unique, if that's the right word for it. This is the rock quarry warmer, and all of them are supposed to be just slightly different. I have seen pictures and videos of some of them that have more of like the dark swirls type look to it. And the one that I have upstairs that I have in my attic room, I believe that I showed that warmer on my fall warmer tour video. If you ever like want to see some of the warmers that I put out, you can go back and watch my fall warmer tour video. I do take you upstairs into my attic room and I show you some of the warmers that's up there. And that is one that I leave out up there year round. And I do like the glow that it puts off because this is a 40 watt warmer. It's beautiful. Now the dish drives me a little crazy because it's not, you know, just a round dish. It's kind of hard to clean out, but I love the glow that this warmer puts off. I wanted to test my luck here and grab another one and see if I get one that has more of the dark type swirls in it. I'm really hoping that it is. If it is, I probably will take the one that is in the attic room and I will take it down, put this one up there, and you know, just see if anybody else wants it or give it away. I don't know what I will do with it. I might put it somewhere else. I can't think of where else I would want to put it. I could put it somewhere in the basement to light up an area just because it does have a really pretty glow and a lot of light to it. I just want it to have more of the dark swirls. So let's see what we have here. This one was $21.60. And like I said, it is the 40 watt. This one has been in flash sales and clearance sales a lot. I've seen it a lot, and I've always held myself back from getting another one because I just feel like, you know, I'm not gonna be able to get one that looks like what I want. So I just haven't done it, but I decided to. So this is what the dish looks like. Like I said, it is an odd shape. It does have a 4, so it does hold up to 4 cubes of wax. All right, here we go. Well, here's the bulb first. So it does have an Edison bulb. Oh, this one is pretty. Okay. This one does have like a little mark on it though. And of course it's on the front. All right, so I do love this one a lot. There's a little bit of a mark on the front of it. I'll have to see. Okay, so I don't know about this one. I absolutely love how like swirled this one is because my other one does not look like this. But it does have a little mark right there. I don't know if you can see it. And I can't get it to come off, so I don't know what this is going to look like when I plug it in. If it wouldn't be on the front, I would not care. And it is literally right on the front. I mean, that is the front of the warmer. So we're just going to plug it in. We're going to see what it looks like, because if it's not too bad, then I don't even care. Okay, so this is what the warmer looks like. And like I said, I absolutely love how swirled this one is. I think it's beautiful. I have lots of like browns and, you know, like tans in the house. And I've always wanted one that had more of like a swirly look to it with these colors. So let's see what it looks like on. Okay, really, really pretty. Let me see where that spot is. So the spot is noticeable. It's right there. I don't know if that's going to drive me absolutely crazy. I'm really funny about stuff. It just looks like there's something stuck on the front. It looks like I should be able to just, you know, scratch that off, but it's not coming off. I could probably, if this warmer did not have a notch in it, like it has a notch where the cord goes so you know that this is the back, I could probably just kind of angle it to the side where I don't see that. Because the problem is, Scentsy would take this back, no problem. Like they would let me exchange this for another one if they had it. They would let me exchange it for something else. The problem is if they had any more of these, you don't know what you're going to get. And I really like the way this one looks. I love the design of it. And so I'm probably just going to keep it. I just hate that I got one that looks like it has like a little spot on it. But look how pretty. Do any of you have this warmer? Does yours look like this? Like I love this little bit right here with the dark around it. Does yours look like this, or does it look more plain? Like the one I have upstairs is literally like maybe one swirl coming through the middle, I believe. I don't know. I need to go look at that. Now that I'm saying that, I'm not really 100% sure what it looks like. I just know when it's turned on, you really couldn't see as much of like the pattern. But let me turn this light off because I can show you how pretty the glow is. I'll try to get a little closer so you can see. This one does have like some little specks of stuff that looks like it shouldn't be there. I don't know, but the main one is right there on the front, right there. But other than that, I really love the warmer. Like, I think my favorite side is this side. So honestly, I think that that's probably how I would display it, is, yeah, like that. So that's pretty. I'm glad that I ordered it. It was, like I said, $21.60. And I am at least glad that I got one that has more of the dark color to it. I'm probably never going to be able to get this warmer back in this box correctly because the bottom goes a certain way. Yeah, so I give up. I give up. I cannot get this warmer back in this box. And, you know, for now, I want to move along because I have some other things I have to do. So we're just going to have to put this to the side and have to figure it out later. That was challenging. I don't know. I could not get it to go back in that box. So we'll just have to figure that out later. Okay, this other one that I grabbed here, I have had before. And I had a customer who was really interested in it. And so I sold her the one that I had. And it has been available on flash sales before. It has been available in like the clearance before, I believe. And I just never repurchased it because I told myself I didn't need it. But I've always missed it. Like around summertime when I'm like decorating for summer, I would want to put this one out and then not have it. This one is also a 40-watt bulb. And so it also has that really pretty glow to it. And there are just some places in the house where I like putting warmers like that give off that pretty glow. So I did grab it. This one is on the seashore and it was $27. And like I said, it's the 40-watt Edison bulb. This one was a warmer of the month, I believe. I'll try to put here when it was available for warmer of the month. Oh, wow. This one is taped. Okay. So this one is taped into this styrofoam. So I'm probably going to have to go find some scissors. This one just has a normal round dish with up to 4 cubes of wax. This is a pretty big warmer. Probably another one that I'm not going to be able to get back into this box easily. Wow, they have it very safely tucked away into the styrofoam. I don't usually have to have scissors to open up a warmer, but here we are. Ooh, this one is beautiful. Okay, this one is different than the one I had before. All right, hang on. Wow. Okay, this may not be going back in the box. This one is absolutely gorgeous. This is different than the one that I had before. I know that the one I had before did not look like this. Okay, this is what it looks like before I turn it on. Beautiful. So mine before did not have like all this gold kind of like flecks to it. It might have had a little bit, but this one has a lot and I am here for it. I love it. I love it a lot. Now, I don't know what it's going to look like when it's turned on because I remember the one I had before, you really couldn't see the blue that much when it was on. But like this right here, this is gorgeous. Like I love it turned off. I love these colors together. It's definitely like blues and greens, like sea glass. I can't get over how much gold is here. I don't know if that is showing up on camera, but you can see it. My other one did not look like that. I know that it did not look like that. There might have been a little bit, but not nearly as much as this one has. So just be aware, if you ever see this one in a flash sale or clearance or anything like that, I don't think the other one had this much gold. So I don't know what you would get if you get one. That is so pretty. That is gorgeous. I love this one a lot. I have missed it because like I said, I had a customer who really liked it. There we go. I had a customer who really, really liked it and it wasn't available anymore at the time. And so I let her have mine. But I have missed it because I would always put this one out around the summertime. It's really pretty. It's really pretty. It's glowy. Like I said, it has the 40-watt bulb. Now, I have said before, I don't really like to be able to see the bulb through warmers. I don't like warmers to be like really, really bright, but there's something about Edison bulbs that I don't mind. Like Edison bulbs don't bother me as bad. And I guess it's because they're more glowy. So this one is stunning. I'm in love with it. I'm glad I got this one. I am loving all of the gold flecks in this one. So you have to tell me down below in the comments, do you have this on the seashore warmer? And if you do, does yours have a lot of gold flecks like this one? I also really like warmers that are like this, that have like the little feet. And so you can decide which side you want to be the front. And you can just move the cord wherever you want it. Because like as you've seen with the other warmer, the rock quarry warmer, because it had the notch in the back, you had to, you couldn't just choose. You had to leave the front as the one that they have, unless you want the cord, you know, being at the front. So I like them like this, where you can just move it and choose which side you like better. So for now, this one is not going back in the box. Okay, so I really do need to hurry this along because I feel like I have been recording forever and I think my battery is about to give out on me. This warmer is the blue twirl warmer. It was $27. I have been eyeing this warmer for quite a while in, you know, clearance. I've seen it in flash sales and I think it's really pretty. I have not seen that many pictures and videos of this warmer, honestly. I tried to kind of look it up and see if I could see some because, you know, I was trying to make up my mind, did I want to grab it or not? And I did see one video of it that I thought it was just absolutely beautiful. So I went ahead and grabbed it. It is a 25 watt. So the only thing I'm kind of concerned about is that it's going to be kind of bright and I'm going to be able to see the light bulb through it. And like I said, I know I could do that with the other one, but it's an Edison bulb, which is more like orange glowy. So we'll see. This one is beautiful. Okay, so that's what it looks like before it's turned on. This is really pretty. This one does have just a normal kind of dish here that has a 4 in it, so up to 4 cubes of wax. So that is what it looks like before I turn it on. And wow, I can really see the bulb through this one. So I was kind of concerned about that, but I think it's just because I'm right here at it. I think if I had this on a table or away from me, I think this design, the swirls, I don't think I would notice it as much. So there is a notch in this one. So this technically right here is the front. Let's see it. Let me turn this light off. Whoa, like if you could see on my tall ceilings here, like it is really casting this pattern. So this is going to be absolutely beautiful up against a wall or on a table. I mean, it is got like this whole swirl pattern everywhere. It's really pretty. Really bright though. So if you don't like really bright warmers, then I don't think this one would be for you if you ever see it. But if you have like a little spot in your house or somewhere that needs like some extra light, this one is gorgeous. And unlike warmers sometimes that are blue, you like once you turn it on, you don't really see the blue. You can definitely still see that this is like blue and black. Really pretty. I do like it a lot. I think it's prettier on a table. Like I have it sitting in front of me and you can really see like the blue and the white swirls around it. So I think I like it better like that than just right here holding it. It's really pretty. It is a 25 watt. So I feel like it will probably be a pretty good performer. I don't decorate with a lot of blues except for maybe, you know, summer. So this would, if I keep this warmer, I may end up gifting it, but if I keep this warmer, I would probably, you know, put it out during the summertime or something like that. So I have one warmer left here, and it is one that I have shown you guys before. So I don't know if everyone's going to want to stay around to watch this one, but this is the Verve warmer. And if you've been watching my channel, then you know that I have already purchased 2 of these. I did not need another one. I did not, but I just wanted to take my chances again and see what it looks like. Because if I like it better than one of the other ones that I have, then I'm going to gift one to someone, or I'm going to do something else with it. Because I have a place like on my hearth over here where I have the 2 together and it's like symmetrical. I like both of the ones that I have. I do, but I don't know what I want it to look like. There isn't anything specific that I want it to look like. I just feel like I have seen so many variations of this warmer. Some of them have like a little bit of pink in them. Some of them have like more blues. I have one that has like a lot of yellows. The last one that I got, I wanted it to have more reds, and it kind of did, but it's more of like an orangey red. So I don't know. I don't know what I want it to look like. So we're going to see what we got. I do really love how heavy this warmer is. You can tell it is a high quality, like really thick glass. And this is the warmer that is made from 100% recycled glass in Mexico. And it is 25 watt, and it was $29.25. So it was a little bit more expensive, but even the dish is substantial. This dish is very, very heavy. And of course, I can tell right off the bat, there is a bubble in my dish and what looks like, I don't think it's a crack, but it definitely looks strange. I might have to call them about the dish. I don't know if you can see that. There's the bubble up here. And then you can kind of see, I don't think it's a crack, but there's something there. But it's got a 4, so you can do up to 4 cubes of wax, but you can see how thick this glass is. It's very heavy. The performance of this warmer is fantastic, and the light from this warmer is beautiful. Okay, so here we go. Okay, I think I have more of like the aquas in this one. Like you can see a little bit more of the aqua, which is really pretty. I think on the last video I did, I like took pictures and I showed you the difference between the 2. I don't think I'm necessarily going to do that this time because they all look kind of similar. But I can say that I think this one has more of like this mint kind of aqua color, and maybe a little bit more of like the dark blue, because like you can see it right there. Like this side has a little bit more orange. I don't know. It's all different. This is technically the front right there. And it's definitely more blues than what my other ones are. I do like that. I will go ahead and put the bulb in here and I'll show you what it looks like real quick. This is a heavy warmer. What it looks like? Oh, it's really pretty. Okay. I have lost my remote. Here it is. So it is bright. That is coming off way brighter than it is. For me here, it's not quite that bright. But if I move it back here, you can see how bright it gets. It doesn't look like that in person. So if you ever see this warmer again and you're considering it, it's beautiful. It really is. Coming from someone who does not like really bright warmers, these little splotches here really hide the light well. And the glow that this cast, you can kind of see it on me, it kind of puts that pattern and that glow all over the wall and, you know, the table, wherever you have it sitting. And it's really, really pretty. You obviously have to like color. I mean, I like a lot of color. Really pretty. I like this one. I think though that is the last Verve warmer that I need to get. Like I don't need any more. I do not. I'm not going to buy any more because, okay, I can't say that because if I happen to see this warmer hit flash sale or a clearance or something for like $15 or something crazy, I mean, the substantial weight of this one and how, like, it just feels like a really good quality warmer. It feels like really, really thick glass. and I love the glow that it puts off, I might would have to get another one if it was like that cheap. But that would only be to compare to the ones I have, and then I would have to give away some because I don't need 4 of them. I don't need 3 of them. Just 2 would be fine where I can put them somewhere and like keep them symmetrical kind of. But this one is pretty. I really like this color right here. It's kind of like a muted purple. I wish there was a little more of that. So there's a little bit of it on here. I like this muted like grayish purple. It's pretty. I don't think my other one has that. So I think that's it. This has been an insanely long video. I don't even know how long this is going to be once I get this edited. But you guys say that you like some of the long videos, so I hope that you enjoyed it. I was planning on recording some other things, but I just don't have time now just because this took way longer than I thought it was going to take. So I still need to record my Bring Back My Bar warm reviews. That's what I was going to do today after I did this. So I'm going to do that as soon as I can and get that up because I don't know how long those bars are going to be available. And I wanted to get those warm reviews up for you guys in case you're just interested what my thoughts are. But I will do that as soon as I can. So I also have the August scent of the month here. I'm going to do that at some point. And then I have the Grazing Grasslands collection here, which I don't have that much from, but I wanted to go over the scent with you. But I'm considering just combining that with maybe an empties video or a what I've been warming video because I need to get those done as well. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, I would love for you to come back and watch my next videos. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel so that you'll continue to see my content. I hope that this video was helpful. I hope that, you know, if you heard something that you were interested in, that it comes back for you at some point in a flash sale or a clearance sale, so that you're able to grab it. Definitely let me know down below from this Beat the Heat flash sale what you guys were able to grab. What was like some of your favorite items that you grabbed, because there was just a lot on this sale. I was not prepared for the amount of amazing things that was on this sale. So definitely let me know what you guys grabbed and what you have been loving from the sale. I would love to know. And I hope all of you have an absolutely lovely day, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.